Welcome into the End of Money podcast for Thursday, April 25th, the penultimate day of the spring racing meet. I'm Tom Leach, along with Jim Goodman, Keeneland's Director of Wagering Development, back off the sick list and ready to handicap with us for the late pick four on the Thursday card. And this one, Jim, includes a couple of two-year-old races, which is an interesting twist. Starts with one in the sixth. And what are you doing there?
I didn't get very creative with this one. The two Wesleys, he's probably going to scratch one of them. We talked about that off the air about today, about Wednesday's card. But Kamari, the 3, and Crypto, the 6, both have been working well. Wesley's gotten warmed up. He's 6 for 30 this meet with I think all of his wins except for one have been 2-year-old wins. So I think those two horses stand out here. I did like Steve Asmussen. Does well with first-time starters. He's 23%. He's over 13 in the meet through Sunday, so he hasn't done anything well, but it's Half Moon Reef, the 2-horse for Florent Giroux, shows some really good works, especially back on April 10th, the 48-1 breezing 9th of 66 that day. So I give this horse a shot in here. It's just hard to go against Wesley in a 2-year-old race, and I guess when we get to the pick 4, I'll probably take a stand with Wesley, but I think when the race gets here, if Half Moon Reef gets a little bit of support on the board, it might be worth a shot because the other two wards are going to get a whole lot of play. So I go 2, 3, 6 in here if I stretched it to 3 horses.
And if I stretched it to a third horse, mine was Johnny Unleashed and then Half Moon Reef next. So, but I'm with you. I'm just gonna, when we get to the pick 4, take the 2 Wesley wards, and it'll end up being a single of whichever one scratches. And maybe occasionally they both do go, but he's just very, very hard to beat in these 2-year-old races. Does such a good job of getting his horses ready to break out of the gate. The 7th race is a 1-mile allowance on the turf for fillies and mares, and I went to Sensitive in here. Thought that was a really good field that she hooked last time. Second start off the layoff. And the Brad Cox horses have really been running well, so I took that one on top. Sassy Little Lila's got a lot of back class, but coming off a layoff could be a little bit of a question mark. Same for Overthinking, although that one finished up really strong with a couple of wins at the end of last season. I thought Nepali Spirit down on the inside with Le Peru, good post position, good turf rider, and I thought that horse was worth a look in here, but Sensitive is who I landed on. How about you?
I like Sensitive as well. I think that New Orleans Ladies was a nice race, and sets her up very well for this one. But I also used Nepali Spirit for Le Peru. Sassy Little Lila, I had the same question mark with the layout. Some of these horses were scheduled to run on Sunday, and they got scratched out, of course, off the turf. So hopefully we'll be on turf on Thursday. I don't see a bad rain forecast in the future. Taurine Dancer is a horse that you didn't mention for D'Amato, coming from Santa Anita, and I'm always looking at these California horses. If we get a firm turf course, I think this horse has a shot as well. So I'm going to go all inside here with 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll get to pick 4, but Sensitive will be my pick for Giroux and Brad Cox.
We'll move to the 8th race, which is the other 2-year-old race, and I'm going with the Wesley Ward here. Let's Stay Positive, the 9. I look back at the 35-1 gate work on March 27th as maybe the key work for this one. But I did think that Asmussen, you mentioned him earlier. He can certainly score with 2-year-olds here. I thought Samurai Cause intrigued me a little bit here, so I put that one actually second. And then there's another Wesley Ward, Merchants of Cool. And if you go deeper, there'll be a lot of hunch bets on Snell, for Benny Snell on draft day, number 7. But horse looks like it might have a little bit of ability as well. And if it's like Benny, it won't mind going through a tight spot. So Let's Stay Positive for me, though, in the 8th. How about you?
Yeah, I think the 2 Wesleys here with Merchants of Cool, the 1 horse who's already had a race at Keeneland, went off a 6-1, which is kind of cold on the board for a Wesley horse. And, I'm just thinking the horse might improve with one under his belt. But I'm going to use Let's Stay Positive. And I got to use Snell, I mean, Benny Snell is going to be one of my all-time favorite UK players, even when I'm thinking 10 years down the road. Just the guts that he showed. And he was all fired up to run this horse last weekend, and he scratched out, so I'm sure Benny will be here. Although I don't guess he will be here tomorrow.
He'll probably be doing something draft-related, yes.
Yeah.
But he did come out. I saw some
so-
video. He came out and met the horse last week. Got some pictures with it.
He did. Yeah, he did. So I got to put him in there too as well. But the two Wesleys and Snell, yeah, for me.
Let's go to the 9th race, and that's maidens going long on the turf, 1 mile and an 1/8. Where did you land?
Oh, this was a well-matched race. I couldn't drop it down below 4 horses, but I went with out on the outside, Trinity and Cardinal Kitten, the 9 and 10, come out of the same race at Gulfstream, and they finished a neck apart. So they both ran well. Trinity may have a little more upside for Grand Motion, 2 North American start, but Cardinal Kitten's only raced 3 times. It's unusual. These horses have only raced three times to 4 times. One of them's 5 and one of them's 6 years old. So they took a while getting to the races, but they both ran well at Gulfstream. I think Bail Out for Shug McGahee just barely lost at Gulfstream back in December. And Preacher Power for Giroux with Eddie Keneally. Eddie's having a terrible meeting. He's over 17 through Sunday. So he's due to get off the schneid, and Giroux might get this one to the winner's circle for him. I think Trinity and Cardinal Kitten would be my very chalky exacta box here.
I'm on the same 4 horses, and I took Trinity on top as well. I like those 284 buyer figures in the 2 Gulfstream maiden races. And I think the 4 horses coming out of Gulfstream races, the 2, 6, 9, and 10, all the ones you mentioned, it's hard to imagine one of those 4 doesn't win this, so makes it easy. Just take all of those when you get to the late pick 4. But I'm going to key on Trinity within the race and play that one in exactas with those others, the 2, 6, and 10. Pick 4 starts in the 6th race. I'm going to take the 2 Wesley Wards, 3 and 6. In the next race, I'll go 1, 3, 4 with Sensitive, the 4 being the win pick. 9, 3, 1 in the 3rd leg. And so let's stay positive on top. And then 2, 6, 9, 10 in the last leg. So it's an inexpensive ticket at $36, and it'll get cheaper most likely because probably be a scratch or 2 out of those 2-year-old races. So you can add some of the others that we've discussed if you care to do that, or you can just let the ticket shrink down or maybe double up on it. But good luck with your pick 4 wagers. Jim, who do you like?
Very similar ticket. I used the 2 Wesleys in the first leg, 3, 6. I used 4 horses, all 4 on the inside in the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4. No Pally Spirit, Touring Dancer, Sassy Little Island, Sensitive, with Sensitive being my win pick. In the 8th race, I went 3 deep, 1, 7, 9. Merchants of Cool for Wesley, the 7 Snell, yeah, and 9 the other Wesley for Let's Stay Positive. So 1, 7, 9, exactly the same in the last leg with 2, 6, 9, 10, Bail Out, Preacher Power, Trinity, and Cardinal Kitten. So 3, 6 with 1, 2, 3, 4, with 1, 7, 9 with 2, 6, 9, 10. A little expensive at $72, but I would imagine that one of those Wesleys will scratch out, so that would drop it to at least 36.
Best of luck with your wagers on the Thursday card. One more day left of the spring meet for Friday, and we'll be back to talk about it on the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.